When preparing data for analysis, we often want to utilize information from multiple datasets and merge them into a single file. The process of merging involves combining data stored in various sources, such as files, tables, or views, into one common dataset. A necessary condition for adding data is the presence of a common structural element, such as variables or observations, in both datasets being merged. Depending on the common element, we can perform adding observations. For example, adding more interviews to the same survey conducted by different interviewers in the field. Adding variables. For example, adding financial statements for subsequent quarters of the year. In this example, we will focus on the second option. The Add Variables option merges the active dataset with a second dataset that contains the same observations, rows, but different variables, columns. A prerequisite for this process is that both datasets are sorted in ascending order based on the same variable. A successful merge will create a single dataset containing information from both files simultaneously. The key variable ID ensures the correct order of observations in both datasets. In our case, we want to add additional variables to the open file, Add Variables 1. To do this, go to the menu Data, Merge Files, and select Add Variables. First, select the external data file named Add Variables 2 and click Continue. The wizard window is divided into two tabs. The first tab allows you to choose the merge method and shows the variables identified as key variables by the program. Since both datasets contain the key variable ID, the program automatically selects the one-to-one merge based on key values method. The Variables tab on the right side contains the variables that will appear in the merged dataset. Variables marked with a star come from the active dataset, while those with a plus sign are added from the file Add Variables 2. If both datasets contain a variable with the same name, such as income, the program will only include the variable from the active dataset in the merged file. To include both variables in the result, for example, one representing individual income and the other household income, you need to rename one of them. To do this, click on the income variable and use the arrow to move it to the excluded variables field. Then, click the Rename button and modify its name to household income. Move it back to the included variables field using the arrow. To perform the merge, press the OK button. The result is a merged dataset containing variables from both files. Notice the missing data for respondents with ID 3 and 7, which is due to the absence of corresponding IDs in the second dataset. However, thanks to the use of the key variable, data integrity is maintained. After saving the resulting dataset, you can repeat this process multiple times. This allows you to merge multiple datasets, and by using syntax, this process can be automated. Remember that if you have a large number of datasets to merge, you can use a predictive solutions procedure, join files, covered in another tutorial.